Venugopal, Satisham and Ramesh Chantala. These are the three faces coming in front that who will be choosing the High Command, who will be choosing them as a Chief Minister candidate for Kerala. So now it's a big question in front of the Congress party that IUML has a huge base in Wayanad as a Muslim-dominated district, and it will be a problematic for Priyanka Gandhi, who has been chosen from Kerala, and also be a Venugopal to win in further Lok Sabha elections. So now it's a big question that, every day in the morning the meetings were going on, till the late night meetings were going on. Mallikarjun Kharge, AICC President, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and also Priyanka Gandhi, all sitting, tabling the chairs, and meetings were going on. But till now, it's been more than 8 to 9 days that till now the face of the Kerala CM has been not announced. But anyways, Congress sources says that end of this today night, definitely the face will be coming out. End of this day, things will be coming out, and Kerala CM will be announced very shortly. This is what we heard from the Congress sources from Kerala.
Raj, stay on with me. Now the Indian Union Muslim League is reportedly seeking a key political role in Kerala's post-election landscape, with internal discussions indicating support for V.D. Satheesan as a potential Chief Minister face. According to political sources, the move comes after the IUML secured 22 seats in the Kerala Assembly polls, strengthening its position within the opposition alliance. Raj, back to you on this. All right, we seem to have lost the connection there. But of course, viewers, as I was telling you, the IUML is reportedly seeking a political role in Kerala's post-election landscape, with internal discussions indicating support for V.D. Satheesan as a potential chief ministerial face. According to political sources, the move comes after the IUML secured 22 seats in the Kerala Assembly polls, strengthening its position with the opposition alliance. And now moving So this, of course, viewers, is the latest development that we're sharing with you. And we will be apprising you of all the developments coming in because, of course, this is a big story and all eyes are on it. The fact that the Tamil Nadu floor test is today. CM Vijay is banking on allies to survive the crucial vote. And Raj Kiran is joining me with more details. Now, Raj, I was just telling our viewers that the IUML is reportedly seeking a key political role in Kerala's post-election landscape, with internal discussions indicating support for V.D. Satheesan as a political chief ministerial face. What more can you tell our viewers?
Yes, the IUML got a strong base in, especially in the Wayanad district, where a Muslim-dominated area, and it is very helpful for the, in the previous election, it was very helpful for the Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, where she has won as a Lok Sabha MP there. And there is a fear of Venugopal might not be winning by poll if he is made the chief minister due to public sentiments of Satheesan. So these are the main points that Congress is getting behind to choose the Venugopal. And also in UDF, Congress have won 64 and IUML have won 22 seats in Kerala. So the IUML got a good support here. Good number of seats also we have seen with IUML, and a strong base in especially the Muslim-dominated district, especially in the Wayanad, where Priyanka Gandhi is a member of parliament from there. So it will be a problem for the Gandhi family, also the Congress party also, if they choose for the Venugopal. So now the big question is whether who will be the CM candidate. Is that Ramesh Chintalan or V.D. Satheesan? These two names coming in front. So we have to see what Congress will be taking decision till today evening, as Congress were from last 3 to 4 days they saying that on every day that today evening the things will be clarified and the CM face will be selected. But till now, it's been more than 9 days. Till now, it was not yet finalized. So now it's a big question that what Congress will be taking the decision here and what will be the impact on that.
All right. Thanks for joining me. Now, the Central Bureau of Investigation, viewers, has formally re-registered a regular case to investigate the murder of Chandranath Rath. The case has been taken over from the West Bengal Police following parallel notifications issued by both the government of West Bengal and the Department of Personnel and Training, Government of India. The CBI has invoked multiple sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, including Section 103 for murder, Section 61 for criminal conspiracy, Section 111 2A for organized crime resulting in death, alongside Sections 25 and 27 of the Arms Act. The complaint filed by the victim's brother suggests a professional, highly organized conspiracy carried out by multiple unknown individuals. Renik Datta is joining me with more details. Renik, what more can you tell us?
देखिए ये तीनों मामले अभी सीबीआई की तरफ से जांच किया जाएगा। जैसे सीबीआई के सूत्रों के हवाले से खबर है कि चंद्रनाथ रथ के जो ब्रदर है उनका कंप्लेंट के बेसिस पर ही जो सीआईडी की तरफ से जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया जा रहा था उसको अभी सीबीआई की तरफ से कंफर्म किया गया है। सीबीआई की तरफ से एक फॉर्मली केस रजिस्टर किया गया है रेगुलर केस के तहत और उसमें भारतीय न्याय संहिता का 103+1 मर्डर, Section 61+1 criminal conspiracy, Section 111+2 subclause A organized crime resulting in death, alongside Section 25 and 27 of the Arms Act. ये धाराएं में सीबीआई की तरफ से मामला जो है वो चालू किया गया है और उसके साथ साथ ही ये पूरा घटना के साथ और कौन शामिल है वो जानने का काम भी अभी सीबीआई की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। फिलहाल सीबीआई की तरफ से जो जगह पर ये इवेंट हुआ था कल ही उस जगह पर विजिट किए थे। जो 3 आरोपी को गिरफ्तार सीआईडी की तरफ से किया गया है उनको आज सीबीआई की तरफ से हिरासत में लिया जाएगा। हिरासत लेकर उनको पूछताछ किया जाएगा। सीबीआई का जिसको खबर है पूरे इन्वेस्टिगेशन में सीबीआई का नजर है इसका मास्टरमाइंड कौन है, क्योंकि ये पूरा घटना के पीछे जो ब्रॉड कॉन्स्पिरेसी था, कॉन्स्पिरेसी के पीछे कौन है, ये तीनों के साथ साथ इन लोगों को हायर कौन किया था, इनको सुपारी कौन दिया था, ये जानने की कोशिश पुलिस की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। सीबीआई भी ये पूरा इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है इसको आगे लेके जा रहा है। सीबीआई की तरफ से पूरा उन लोगों का मोबाइल फोन डेटा आना जा रहा है। उसके साथ साथ ही कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग जो है, कॉल डिटेल्स जो है वो भी देखा जा रहा है कि इन लोगों के साथ किसके साथ बातचीत हुआ था, घटना के पहले और घटना के बाद किसके साथ बात हुआ था, वो देखकर पुलिस की तरफ से ये पूरा घटना का जो मास्टरमाइंड है उनको ढूंढने का काम अब फिलहाल किया जा रहा है।
शुक्रिया रेनिक जुड़ने के लिए। Now, US Senator Lindsey Graham has launched a sharp attack on Pakistan after reports emerge claiming Islamabad may have allowed Iranian military aircrafts to be parked at its bases amid the ongoing Middle East tensions. Graham says he does not trust Pakistan and questions its role as a regional mediator. He adds that if these reports are true, the US should reconsider Pakistan's position in any mediation efforts related to Iran and the broader conflict dynamics in the region. Let's listen in.
We have reports that Pakistan are allowing their bases to be used to park Iranian aircraft, General King? Let me just say, do you agree if it is accurate, that is sort of inconsistent with being a peace mediator? Secretary Hexford, if the mediator is allowing reconnaissance aircraft in Iran to be parked in Pakistani air bases, do you think that's consistent with being a fair?
Right, I have Brian Thomas joining me. Brian, what more can you tell us?
Yes, clearly. Ongoing US-Iran back-channel diplomacy after reports alleged that Islamabad allowed Iranian military aircraft to use its air bases, allegedly also to shield assets from potential American strikes. And very importantly, yes,
during the very Senate hearing, Graham questioned Pakistan's credibility as a neutral intermediary, saying that he doesn't trust Pakistan as far as he can throw with them, and says that if they actually do have an Iranian aircraft parked in Pakistani bases to protect Iranian military assets, that tells him, rather Lindsey Graham, that one should be looking for somebody else to mediate. No wonder this whole thing is going nowhere, as he stated. Now, very importantly, his remarks also come as the scrutiny intensifies over Pakistan's behind-the-scenes role in US-Iran negotiations, where there were reports claiming Iranian military planes were stationed at Pakistani facilities, even as Islamabad projected itself as a peace broker. Now, very importantly, Pakistan has also pushed back against allegations, calling the reports misleading, but the controversy now is fueling fresh doubts in Washington over whether Pakistan actually can continue to serve as a credible mediator in one of the region's most sensitive diplomatic crises. Yes.
Thanks, Brian, for joining me. And with that, it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be back very shortly on the other side. Stay with us.
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन एवं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के सतत प्रयासों का सुखद परिणाम है विगत 9 वर्षों में उत्तर प्रदेश का नवनिर्माण। आज प्रदेश में सशक्त मातृशक्ति, समृद्ध अन्नदाता, सपनों को साकार कर रहे युवा निखरते प्रदेश का प्रतीक बन गए हैं। उद्योग एवं अवसंरचना का अभूतपूर्व विस्तार हुआ है। गरीबों एवं वंचितों को आधुनिक उपचार से लेकर आवास प्रदान किए जा रहे हैं।
प्रधानमंत्री आवास के लिए मैंने फॉर्म भरा तो उसमें मेरा नाम आ गया लॉटरी में। मैं उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ।
प्रदेश के सांस्कृतिक और आध्यात्मिक पुनर्जागरण की आज वैश्विक पहचान है। सुदृढ़ कानून व्यवस्था है। उत्तर प्रदेश में भय मुक्त परिवेश है। 15 लाख करोड़ से अधिक के निवेश धरातल पर उतारे जा रहे हैं। समृद्धि का नव संदेश, नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा सिप MDH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप
जीरा सिप असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MDH
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया न्यूज़ का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त, मजबूत, जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
हमें पता है चमकी चाट से क्या बना है,
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
और चाट पपड़ी दही बल्ले,
चमकी चाट से बल्ले बल्ले।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
MDH
खाने में मेरी क्वीन के लिए क्या है? किंग मटर पनीर, किंग बैगन भरता, किंग वेज पुलाव, किंग पालक पनीर कोफ्ता।
ये सब किंग क्यों?
क्योंकि ये सब बना है MDH किचन किंग से आपका बॉस।
MDH किचन किंग, असली किचन किंग।
MDH।
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया न्यूज न्यूज़x का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त मजबूत जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
घिसते तोड़ते कुटते गिरते नानी दादी का नाम याद आता है।
हमको तो एक ही नाम याद आता है, शाही पनीर मसाला।
पनीर को क्या मस्त बना डाला।
NDH का असली शाही पनीर मसाला,
वो असली मसाले सच सच NDH।
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Newsx and I'm Vaishali Kohli. Now, Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay is set to face his first trust vote in the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly today. While the numbers currently appear to favour the newly sworn-in Chief Minister, the run-up to the floor test has been politically charged, with fast-moving alliances, intense negotiations, a court intervention and an open rebellion within the opposition AIDMK. The floor test to prove majority begins at 9:30 a.m. at the Secretariat. Now, Idappi K. Palaniswamy, along with AIDMK MLAs, has arrived at the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly amid reports of a possible internal rebellion within the party. Sources say around 30 MLAs, led by senior leaders SP Velumani and CV Shanmugam, have extended support to Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay's TVK. Reports also suggest that Vijay's recent visit to Shanmugam's office signals a possible realignment in the state's political equations ahead of the floor test. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst, and Shekhar Vijayan, political analyst, are both joining me on the broadcast on this discussion. I'd like to welcome you both. And Raj Lakshmi, of course, very dramatic movements here. What would you like to say? I'd like to begin with your opening comments.
Hello, Vaishali, and yes, a very dramatic turn of events over the past couple of weeks in Tamil Nadu. We all thought that West Bengal was the highlight of these elections, but the superstar Joseph Vijay, he has actually made this into a complete potboiler, and the suspense doesn't seem to end. And at every point there seem to be some twists and turns. So this has been quite a thriller, we must say. So I think this must be the best some kind of a super hit movie or a drama that the superstar Vijay has come out with. So anyway, the numbers seem to have a leader there. And at the same time, Mr. EPS doesn't seem to be getting that kind of support. This is definitely something to watch out for, but it's not definitely a good time for the AIDMK, Vaishali.
All right. I also want to go across to Shekhar for his comments on this. Shekhar, what do you have to say for this and what Raj Lakshmi is also saying?
Yeah, can you just repeat the question, please, Vaishali? I lost you there.
Tamil Nadu's shifting political landscape, senior leader Shanmugam has alleged that a majority of the party MLAs have rejected any proposal to form a government with the support of the DMK. And the AIDMK, of course, has issued a whip ahead of the crucial floor test, tightening party discipline and sending a clear message to its legislatures. What do you have to say about this move?
Yeah, so it's an outcome of the elections, right? Either parties move from here or they disintegrate. I think the entire objective of this is how do we keep our flock together? So you'll find a lot of horse trading happening. You'll find a lot of resort politics also happening right now, because with this situation, with Vijay coming into the picture, it's either going to break, or it's either going to disintegrate, or it's going to get the parties together. And that's what is really happening right now. They will either get united or they'll get divided. And this is where true leadership really counts, with Shanmugam making the statement, or, with, I think that's where the true leadership of either DMK or even AIDMK is going to count. But how do they keep their flock together? How do they keep the party men together? Is it about ideology? Is it about power? Is it about, staying in power for the next 5 years, 10 years? Or is it about being a viable opposition? That's going to be important here. So your leadership, your governance, in terms of what is your role as an elected politician, and if they have lost elections, I think this is going to be the critical point, whether they can learn from their mistakes and come back strong. Because if they don't learn from the mistakes, they will be in the loser's side, and that's not. I don't think any political party wants that. So ultimately, I think what really matters here is how do they stay together as a team? Because you will always have some people within the team who would want to merge with somebody who's more powerful, so that they get another stab at power. And you will also have somebody who's ideologically driven by what AIDMK stands for. So this is going to be really critical and important. It's not going to just be a litmus test for Vijay. I think we are looking at it from a different perspective. From a 360-degree point of view, all the parties are going to be affected in some form. Be DMK, AIDMK, and even Vijay. We've just looked at it from Vijay's perspective. But if you look at it from other parties like AIDMK and DMK, they've also been affected by it, because they never expected him to win. And now that he's won, the party, we will really see how strong the party is now. What is the ideology? What is their strength? What do they really think about staying in power?
All right, I'll come back to you, Shekhar. Now, Raj Lakshmi, there's another controversy, which is that AMMK General Secretary TTV Dinakaran has also expelled party MLA Kamraj from the primary membership of the party and removed him from all party responsibilities after he extended support to the TVK government in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. What do you have to say on this?
Yes, that is also a very interesting turn of events. And if you have noticed that, Mr. Dinakaran, he was very actively, he was actually he even approached the governor to insist that his party is not supporting
I just have to address these live shots coming in, and I'll come back to you. Viewers, these are live shots coming in from the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. And of course, these are live visuals that we're sharing with you at this point. We're, of course, in the middle of the discussion, but just wanted to draw your attention to these visuals. Yes, Raj Lakshmi, please complete your point.
Yes. You must have seen how, with how much vigor Mr. Dinakaran was. He actually approached the governor with a letter in his hand saying that he does not support the TVK. So he did not, in ordinary circumstances, he didn't need to do that. But he definitely wanted to make sure that the governor knows that his party is not supporting the TVK. And so that is why, he has been a part of AIDMK, and he is somebody who had actually moved away from the AIDMK, but at the same time, he was definitely, his heart still stays with the ideology, and also he was a strong supporter of the NDA. And that is why he did not definitely want his party member to support the TVK. And that is the reason why he has actually expelled him from the primary membership. And, now, strangely, it is the TVK who was falling short of numbers, but it looks like every other party is actually having some kind of repercussions. Because if you have seen that even the Congress, the minute they announced support for the TVK, they had a big fallout with the DMK. So similarly, every party there, whether it be the VCK or in fact, okay, the VCK and the IUML, they did not face so many problems with the DMK, but then the Congress and the DMK had a huge fallout. So that is actually going to reflect even in the parliament, in the way in which they're going to be seated next. So, there are huge issues now within, say, maybe the India also, because we don't know how the AIDMK is also going to go next, because the AIDMK had, in fact, they had also thought about supporting the DMK, and that was something that is unimaginable for a lot of people within the AIDMK and also for the BJP. So that is something that again the AIDMK also has a lot to explain. So there are a huge lot of repercussions, and so they do have a lot of loyalties, and who stands with who, and who is actually just in the run for power. All of that is very starkly visible. So now, there are a lot of fallouts now because of what has happened in the last week. And it is definitely going to affect the alliances at the center also. So whether it be in the NDA or whether it be in the India alliance. So all of this is definitely going to have huge repercussions, Vaishali. But yes, coming back to your question, Mr. Dinakaran was strongly against any kind of support to the TVK, and similarly, AIDMK members were strongly against any support to the DMK because they have definitely had a lot of political differences with the DMK. And also yesterday, if you have seen what happened in the assembly, where again Mr. Udayanithi Stalin, he spoke about Sanatan Dharma and he spoke about how that should be eradicated. So, there are a lot of issues where, one faction cannot join hands with the other. And yet there are a lot of kind of compromises being done by...
I'll come back to you. I have Mr. Venkat Narayan also joining me. He's a senior journalist. Mr. Narayan, welcome. And the fact that we're talking about Vijay's first trust vote and in Tamil Nadu and in the Legislative Assembly today. And the floor test, of course. Now, while the numbers appear to favour the newly sworn-in Chief Minister, the lead-up to the floor test has been marked by fast-moving alliances. Whether you talk about intensive political deliberations, a court intervention, or an open rebellion within the opposition, AIDMK. What would you like to say on that?
Vaishali, I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind about Vijay passing, showing that he enjoys majority. We must remember that Shanmugam has managed to have this group of 30 AIADMK MLAs with him, and he has said that he will extend support, his group will extend support to Vijay's government. All that he needs is 2 more AIADMK MLAs, and then it will be a 2/3 majority. So he can always say that, we are the real AIADMK, and they might pack off EPS to, wilderness, political wilderness. So this is, I believe, a matter of a few weeks or months, but as of today, he will enjoy the backing of at least 150 MLAs in the 234-member Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, and I foresee a vertical split in the AIADMK sooner than later, and Shanmugam managing to collect 2 more MLAs to, procure a 2/3 majority and claiming that they are the real AIADMK and so on. So that is going to happen. I'm absolutely confident that the moves undertaken by Vijay till now have enjoyed popular support, except that he appointed his astrologer as an OSD and politics. I think that has attracted some criticism, but in India, particularly in the south, or even in Sri Lanka, astrologers play a very crucial role in the lives of politicians, and I think it will come to pass and it should be all right, Vaishali.
That's very, very interesting, Mr. Narayan, that you say that, because I was also speaking to somebody 2 days back and they said how important astrologers are really when it comes to everything in the political arena when it comes to the South. Very interesting. Now, in a major development in Tamil Nadu politics, Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay has moved a resolution in the Assembly seeking a confidence vote. The move comes amid intense political activity and a high-stakes floor test in the state legislature. The confidence motion is expected to test the strength of the ruling alliance, with all eyes now on how MLAs cast their votes in the assembly. And with that, I want to go across to Shekhar Vijayan. Shekhar, this development, of course, I'd like your comments on it. But if I ask you, do you believe this crisis is more about governance issues or internal power struggles within the alliance?
I think it's a mix of both. It's a mix of, these are all teething problems which happens initially when a third front comes to power. We all expected that either DMK or AIDMK will come to power. Now with Vijay coming in, he's ended the duopoly which has been existing for the last 50 years. These are all teething issues which happens initially, and also with the to and fro which happened with the governor, right? We didn't have the exact numbers. He went to the governor and the numbers were wrong. I need to go back again. I think it's all a part of him maturing as a politician in the last few days. I think Vijay has learned a lot in the last few days, and hopefully he manages his flock well. That's going to be important here. Flock well also. He also needs to manage the dissenting voices in his team well. So I think what the focus really has to be is what kind of direction does he provide? What does he do in the first 100 days? What steps is he taking? Is he listening to people? What are the grievances he's listening into? What are the mandate he came in for? Like in terms of infrastructure, in terms of youth opportunities, in terms of employment opportunities, those are the things he really needs to focus on. All these other things around this floor test, he will get through because he's got the numbers in place. He has to manage the dissenting voices well. He has to manage the coalition partners well. So he has got to learn the art of diplomacy here also, because it's not going to be like acting in films where you're in front of the spotlight. Here you've got to give other people also a chance. You have to take everybody and go together. Like I believe it's one for all for one. So here everybody has to be in this together, because it's not going to be about one man representing leadership. Vijay is representing the party, but it's going to be about the collective strength. And what kind of opinion does he have in this? Like what is his vision for Tamil Nadu? Where does he see Tamil Nadu? He has a great opportunity here, Vaishali, to create a blueprint for Tamil Nadu, to create something which everybody is looking at. See, we have been talking about this for the last 1 week. We're talking about Vijay and what he's doing for Tamil Nadu politics for the last 1 week. Now, this is a great opportunity for him to create something out of the unknown, to create a blueprint, to give a more professional touch to the art of Indian politics. Until now, we have seen Indian politics is all been about horse trading, power struggle, ideological differences. If he can work all that out together and using his personal charm, personal charisma, translate his star power to political power, I think there's something very interesting which is going to happen. And it's going to be very interesting because not just India, I think the whole world is going to be watching this. This entire power shift, this entire design which is happening right now as we talk in Tamil Nadu politics. This will also get a lot of youngsters involved in politics. The Gen Z population, which will want to take an active part in politics. So Vijay's rise what Vijay does in the next 100 days is going to have a domino effect on how people think about politics at large. It's going to change the entire dynamics if he plays his cards well, that is.
All right. I now have Mr. G. Sridhathan, senior journalist, joining me. Welcome, Mr. Sridhathan, and I want to begin by asking you, now, of course, how crucial do you think is today's floor test for the political future of Vijay and his government?
Difficult for him right now, as the things unfold in Tamil Nadu. Because you have a lot of people coming forward to support him, and the AIDMK faction, there is a factional feud happening in AIDMK also, and one group will support him. That is not a difficult thing. But as the earlier speaker said, the most difficult thing is how he will proceed after this. That is more important, because right now also it may be teething troubles, but right now also there are some discordant voices we are hearing, and that is not very good, I may say. Having said that, he is new to the politics, and as you know, Gen Zs supported him, and Gen Zs are not. My own daughter, who's a Gen Z, when she applied for an opening in internship, they said that we are we are skeptical of Gen Zs because they are very impatient, and so that is happening here also. That Gen Zs are impatient, so that he must keep in mind, because 14 lakh Gen Zs or new voters have voted for him. So that is a big tall order, and he must play his cards well. And there is a lot of aspirations and all associated with him. And this is, as rightly said, it is not film, where he is the whole focus of attention. Now the people are also focus of attention, and every move will be watched very closely. And he was supposed to herald a new change in Tamil politics. Right now, I may be sounding a little cynical, but right now it is not happening. But how far he will be able to manage it, that it all depends on how he will play his cards in the future. That is. Back to you.
All right. I'd request all my guests to stay on with me. Now, in a significant political development in Tamil Nadu, the Congress has extended support to the TVK government during the confidence vote process. The party said the vote of confidence is not a normal vote, but a test of respect for the democratic process and protection of social justice. Congress leader Rajesh Kumar said the party will support the government, stating that the people's verdict is equal to God's verdict. He further described it as a politics of love against the politics of hate, warning against any attempt to disrupt communal harmony in the state. And with that, I'd like to go across to Raj Lakshmi Joshi. Raj Lakshmi, what do you have to say on this?
Vaishali, I'm so glad that, at least in Tamil Nadu, the EVM and the election commission and everybody has made sure that the people's voice, who is the God's voice, has been heard. And even though the Congress has doubts about it, about how the vote chori and election chori has been done in West Bengal, but at least in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, the people's voice was heard, as per the Congress at least. So, it is strange how they call it the God's voice in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala, and the same thing election was stolen in West Bengal. So I mean, that is at least partly the election commission has been victorious, I would say. So and it is also strange how quickly they actually turned their loyalties and how quickly they have actually heard the God's voice. And but at the same time, I'm shocked as to how they kept silent when yesterday Mr. Udaynidhi Stalin, he was talking about Sanatan Dharma and he was talking about eradicating Sanatan Dharma. So I mean, for them, God and God's voice and all these things, religion, all of them seem to be a very selective kind of an aspect. So that is something that is very amusing and ridiculous, and also something that I don't know. I have no words to say about this kind of political convenience. So anyway, no, for the Congress, it was very convenient for them to just find a way back into power, just like they found a way back into power in Maharashtra, where they were like almost caught sleeping, and then suddenly they found themselves back in power, where they had no clue that they are going to be in power along with the NCP and Mr. Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. So similarly, now this time round too, with being one of the most dismal performances, 5 out of whatever number of seats, 28 seats that they were contesting, for a party that was actually a very strong party in Tamil Nadu, at least they find their way back into power now in Tamil Nadu. So I'm glad that at least now they have actually realized that the election commission is functioning at least partly, and that they realize that democracy is running at least in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala. And I hope that they respect the people's voice, not just in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala, but in all over the country. So this is, I hope that this kind of a positive attitude is shown all over the country, Vaishali.
All right. Now, in a major show of unity, viewers in Tamil Nadu politics, the Congress, CPM and VCK have announced their support to Chief Minister Vijay's TVK government. ahead of the trust vote in the Assembly. The move comes as the floor test approaches, strengthening the ruling side's position. The Congress holds 5 MLAs, while CPM and VCK have 2 legislatures each, adding crucial numbers to the trust vote count. VCK said it earlier backed DMK before the polls, but now stands with TVK after what it called a decisive mandate. Congress, meanwhile, said Tamil Nadu has always stood for secular politics and it will continue to defend those values. With that, I want to go across to Mr. Narayan. Mr. Narayan, what do you have to say about, I want to open this debate up a little bit. What do you have to say about what Raj Lakshmi is saying and, of course, the latest development?
Well, Raj Lakshmi is absolutely right. I'm thoroughly amused that when the Congress wins someplace, they don't gripe about the election commission's, fairness. Where they lose, they say, oh, something is wrong. It reminds me of this famous Hindi saying, "Naach na jane, Angan Teda," right? See, and also, I'm also amused by this jump of the Congress party from DMK's bed into TVK's arms. We must remember that the Congress and DMK worked together, aligned. Their alliance lasted more than 20 years during Mrs. Gandhi's time and Manmohan Singh's time, from 1971 to 77, 1980 to 84, and 2004 to 2014. They also had alliance with MGR when AIADMK was in power during 1984 to 96 and 1977 to 80. And Jayalalitha had an arrangement with the Congress party when Rajiv was alive, but Rajiv died and she came back to power in 2021 again. So I just state the facts and I leave it to our viewers to make their own decisions or judgments about the morality, particularly practiced by the great Congress party, which is more than 100 years old, the oldest party in our country. And the fact that these 10 MLAs belonging to little parties declaring their support to Vijay is no big deal. I mean, that's how he was invited to form the government. But I have deep suspicions about these people, continuing their support, and Vijay should do something to secure his majority. And I foresee the possibility of a split in the AIADMK. And I think the Dravidian rule ought to come to an end, and the AIADMK, Shanmugam, should split the party and maybe come and join the TVK and merge with it, so that you have a DMK versus TVK, including the AIADMK. But this is in my imagination, but I will not be shocked or surprised if this were to happen in the next few months, Vaishali.
All right, I'll come back to my guests now. In Tamil Nadu politics, uncertainty continues to build ahead of the crucial trust vote in the Assembly. Several DMK MLAs who arrived for the floor test refused to comment on whether they would stay for the vote or walk out of the House. According to sources, the DMK is likely to stage a walkout during the trust vote, adding a new twist to the high-stakes political drama in the state legislature. And with that, I want to go across to Shekhar. Shekhar, what do you have to say on this twist?
So I think this is playing out like a movie or like a reality show, right? Where it's almost, you can see that happening. And this is Tamil Nadu. So there's going to be a lot of drama and intrigue, of course, right? And they want to see, at the end of the day, Vijay has got the numbers, so nothing can change those numbers. It's all optics also at the end of the day, where people want to, spoke a wheel, and they want to just make sure that there is a little bit of drama, intrigue into what's going to happen. It won't be easy. Ultimately, it's going to be about whether he has the numbers, and if he has the numbers, can he vouch for it? The second thing here is, what do the parties really think about this? I think Vijay has to really come with a plan in terms of what he's going to do post this flow survival test, because everybody's going to be watching him. Every day, whatever Vijay does has been, we've been discussed under a magnifying glass. So what's really important for him is to focus on his delivery, focus on what he's going to do post this, flow survival test, and how he's going to work things around with his team, with his party. What is this cabinet all about? And how do they focus on making sure they deliver on what the people's mandate is? That is going to be his ultimate objective. Everything else around it is, I think, pure optics, and he will get through this. That shouldn't be a problem.
All right, Shekhar, I'll come back to you now. An AMMK MLA who was earlier expelled from the party has now extended support to Chief Minister Vijay during the floor test in the Assembly. The MLA's decision comes despite being removed from party membership for previously backing Vijay, adding a new twist to the ongoing trust vote drama in the state. All right, and with that, I want to go across. I also want to get in Mr. Sridharan. Mr. Sridharan, what are your comments on the latest twist that we just discussed with Shekhar?
As rightly said, it's nothing short of a Tamil film where the villain, villains and heroes have now come together, and the climax is like villains and Vijay's party has been fighting against all these elements, and now they are all supporting him. And power is a strong object that magnet that will attract all politicians towards it. But having said that, it reminds me of Kejriwal actually. The first election in which he had scored less than the majority, and Congress against whom it's fought bitterly and raised all kinds of aspersions and corruption charges. They all supported him to form the government. Exactly the similar thing is unfolding in Tamil Nadu also. So having said that, again, I am coming back to the aspiration aspect of it, because people don't remember all these things because people tend to tolerate this thing or in politics also. But having said that, the important thing is that how he manages to deliver on the promises. Like, there is huge nexus between the politicians and contractors and mafia, sand mining mafia and the politicians. And the people who are now aligning with the Vijay's party are having some of them at least, have some kind of these shady deals having done in their past political party and their past history. So there is a lot of things which these things are going to put impediments on his way to deliver his promises and all that, and how he will be able to, whether he has the stomach to rise above all these things and deliver on the promises and reach up to the expectation of the people of the state. It is something to be watched, and this euphoria will end in soon. Some honeymoon period will be over in 6 months, and after that what? And he has a big task, delivering all the promises. If you calculate the whole promises together, then it comes to around 6 or 7 times the GDP of the state. And how far we have heard a lot of things yesterday's this thing all assembly also, that he is saying that Sanatan Dharma should be destroyed and all that kind of stuff by the DMK leader. So how he'll manage to tide over all these things and focus on his promises and all that is something to be watched. And also how he is going to have the relation with the center, because center is also a major contributor. Center would be a major contributor for his administration also. So governance and all that. So how far he will be able to live up to that is something to be watched. And also without center, he cannot, during DMK's time, there was always
Mr. Sridharan, I'll just have to interrupt you. I'll come back to you. Now let me go across, viewers, to Rumi Mishra, who's going to be explaining the possible scenarios for the TVK floor test. Over to you.
Yes, Vaishali, right in front of my screen, I have the three scenarios that are possible in front of Vijay. These are the three Vijay floor test scenarios. Scenario one is if AIADMK remains intact. The halfway mark in this case remains at 118 out of 234. If the TVK gets um, appreciation from Congress, IUML, VCK, CPI, CPIM and AMMK, the parties that it has already allied with, it stands at 121. Remember Vaishali, TVK's Vijay won 2 seats both in Trichy East and Perambur, following which he actually conceded his Trichy East seat and took oath from the Perambur Assembly constituency as an MLA. This is why TVK currently stands at 107. It did fall short of a majority and formed a coalition from the Indian National Congress, which won 5 seats, the CPI, which won 2 seats, CPIM, which won 2 seats as well, IUML with 2 seats, VCK with 2 seats, and AMMK with 1. The opposition in this case is DMK Plus, which is at 60 seats, AIADMK, which is at 47 seats, BJP, which has refused to side with any of the parties, stands at 1. PMK again at 4. So the total in opposition here stands at 112. In the next scenario, let's take a look what happens if 30 AIADMK rebel MLAs resign from the party just to side with TVK. In this case, the halfway mark remains the same, 118. Total Vijay, total agreements with the TVK stand at 121, with the already read out marks that currently stand the same. TVK at 107, Congress at 5, IUML at 2, VCK at 2, CPI and CPIM both getting 2 seats each, and AMMK at 1. But on the other hand, opposition is where the focus stands. DMK Plus will continue to stay at 60 seats, but the AIDMK shows 17. This, of course, excludes the 30 rebel MLAs from the AIDMK, led by Shanmugam, CV Shanmugam, who has, of course, expressed his intent to side with and support the TVK. So in this case, only EPS's side of the AIDMK will stay together, which forms 17 MLAs, the BJP again at 1 and the PMK at 4. The total in this case is at 82 of the opposition. Let's look at the precedent to this scenario too. In 2019, Yediyurappa floor test is where it had already happened. 17 MLAs resigned in 2019, 14 from Congress and 3 from JDS. The new halfway mark in this case came at 105 out of 208, as the halfway mark was chopped down since these MLAs who resigned were removed from the list. BJP and IND at that point stood at 105, and Congress and JDS came at 99, which meant BJP was, of course, in the lead. Let's look at scenario 3. What happens if 2/3 MLAs from AIDMK split from the party and join the TVK? In this case, their votes are included towards the TVK. So the TVK will continue to stand at 107. Congress will have 5. IUML, VCK, CPI, CPIM will all have 2 seats each. AMMK will have 1. But the 2/3 majority of AIDMK, with 32 members of the assembly, will move towards the TVK and support the TVK. They are, of course, being led by Shanmugam. In this case, the total for Vijay stands at 153. The opposition in this case is now reduced to 80, as AIDMK loses 32 MLAs from its party. The precedent of scenario 3 is, of course, when 40 Shiv Sena MLAs joined Eknath Shinde. This is a picture from that exact moment. You see the MLAs standing behind Shinde as well. Shinde government won the floor test with 166 MLAs in this case. So if this happens with Vijay as well, he is all set to win the floor test, including the AIADMK rebels who have left the party, who, in case they leave the party, will be joining with the TVK. Yes, Vaishali.
All right, viewers, so this is, of course, all of these developments that we're sharing with you at this point. Let me just apprise you of the current situation. We're, of course, talking about the floor test and the scenarios. I have Mr. Pradeep Bhandari, BJP spokesperson, joining me. Mr. Bhandari, a lot of developments there when it comes to Vijay's floor test. How do you see the scenarios unfolding?
Well, we should know, and even in fact every party should know that the Congress party is a backstabber party. And the Congress party backstabbed the DMK, with which it was in alliance for a significant amount of time. So, as of right now, when the floor test is on, one thing is for clear, that the Congress party can never be trusted, whether it is in present or in future, by any of the partners that the Congress party aligns with.
Mr. Bhandari, let's just stick to what's actually happening. I want to understand from you that, how crucial do you think is today's floor test for the political future of Vijay and his government?
Well, with respect to the political future, we saw how yesterday Udayanidhi Stalin said he wants to eradicate Sanatan. So today, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Vijay, should set an example that once the assembly is in session, he should stand up and openly comment and criticize the DMK Scion Udayanidhi Stalin for such a remark.
All right, Mr. Bhandari, I also want to understand from you that, if Vijay survives the floor test, does that automatically stabilize the government, or will uncertainty continue? And conversely, if the government loses a trust vote, what are the immediate constitutional and political options?
Well, it is a matter of conjecture what happens next. But one thing is for sure, is that with Congress in any alliance, nothing is certain, and that alliance can never be a stable alliance. Because once the Congress backstabbed and completely ended its alliance with the DMK without even informing it, so whether the Congress party, even if the floor test passes, the Chief Minister should know that the same thing what happened with Stalin can tomorrow happen with Vijay. And another thing which is very, very important is that the current Chief Minister has made an astrologer his advisor, which is setting a very, very bad example for the youth of Tamil Nadu, where rather than promoting scientific temper, they are promoting something else.
Right, Mr. Bhandari, thank you for joining me on the broadcast. And one of our guests that I was talking to, Mr. Narayana, and you smiling at that, at what Mr. Bhandari said, because in the South, it is tradition that everything, as we were discussing earlier, is done as per what the astrologers say. So that is a tradition that's been continuing for many years. But let me just come back to you, Mr. Narayan, on this. Now, the Indian Union Muslim League has declared its support to the Chief Minister Vijay and his party, TVK, during the ongoing trust vote in the Assembly. The development comes as political alignments continue to shift ahead of the crucial floor test. With the IUML's announcement, the ruling side appears to be strengthening its numbers, adding fresh momentum to the confidence vote process inside the House. And now I have some more guests joining me. I have Professor D.K. Giri, he's a political analyst, also with me at this point. Professor D.K. Giri, you've heard the BJP spokesperson. What is your take on what he's said?
Yes, I heard my friend Pradeep Bhandari, and I think he was speaking out of BJP's line, because BJP believes in indigenous knowledge, Indian traditions, and Indian ancient scientific temper, etc. So astrology is part of Indian culture. So I don't know why he was against that. So, but they have to make a point. So he did. I do not find anything wrong with appointing an astrologer or a doctor, whoever. This is whoever fits the job, because the CM, it is his choice. It is a political appointment. Whoever is comfortable and gets support in whichever way, the ultimate test is the benefit to the people. So if he's not misguided, then people will punish him. And if he's really going down the road of people's welfare and progress of the state, etc. So having an astrologer, I don't particularly believe in myself, but if having an astrologer, those who believe, is fair enough. And BJP has projected several astrologers in the national channel as well as print media. I remember when Bajpayee was sitting the second term, the astrologer, 3 top astrologers of the country predicted that he will get the second term, but after 6 months he will demit office in favor of Advani. See, another astrologer predicted that if the Mahajan, Pramod Mahajan, survived the first of that month, the bullet injury that he had, then he would recover. But both of these did not happen. So that's another matter. But astrologers were paraded in the national media. So it is not new, and I don't know why my friend Prateek was indignant about it. So he was trying to make a political point, but it's not a BJP's outlook.
Right. I'll come back to you. Let me just address this, Mr. Giri, just a moment. Now, in Tamil Nadu, VCK has extended its support to Chief Minister Vijay's TVK government during the ongoing political trust vote in the Assembly. Party leader Vaniyas Rasu said the support is aimed at avoiding a governor's rule scenario in the state. However, he also made it clear that the backing comes with strong expectations on key policy issues, including delimitation concerns and social justice legislation. He urged the government to take a firm stand and not dilute its position on critical state interests. And with that, I want to go across to Mr. Narayan for his comments. Mr. Narayan, am I audible to you? All right, we unfortunately don't have him at this point, but let me just go across to Mr. G. Sridhatan. Mr. Sridhatan, what do you have to say on this?
As appointing a astrologer is not a big deal because political appointments are like that,
No, Mr. Sridharan, that topic is over. I get your point completely, but I want to understand from you, this latest development that we are talking about, what do you have to say on that? Because the VCK has now extended its support to Chief Minister Vijay's TVK government, and party leader Vaniyas Rasu said the support is aimed at avoiding a governor's rule scenario in the state. And he also made it clear that the backing comes with strong expectations on key policy issues, which includes delimitation concerns and social justice legislation. What do you want to say on those 2 points?
As I know, VCK has been shuttling between DMK and TVK. We have seen the spectacle last week. How he has been, holding parleys with the DMK leaders and all that, and finally, they all have a fig leaf of keeping the BJP out of power and out of South India, out of Kerala, out of Tamil Nadu, and all that. These are all opportunistic alliances, and it is good for Vijay if he alienates all these kinds of elements and focus on his this thing, because he himself, VCK leader, has been himself claimed somewhere that he was somebody had offered him chief minister's post. At least he has been trying to become a chief minister, because that was the and all on a sudden something didn't happen, and then they all say that it is all on moral high ground. They take a moral high ground and say all those things, because now they see God in Vijay and God's message in Vijay and all these kinds of things. These are all political posturing for the time being to hide their own aspirations and opportunistic positions. That is all. It's all for power and all that, and it's it is a given thing that he will manage numbers, because there are a lot of opportunists in the political arena, and those who are against whom Vijay was fighting are now in his boat now, supporting him. So we can't read much into it, because this is the way it is. The things are happening, and ultimately, what for the youth and others, how far he will be able to carry their expectations, aspirations, and all that. That is more important, I think.
All right. I will come back to my guests, but all right, I do have Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar, author and political analyst, joining me on the broadcast. Mr. Vijay Kumar, welcome. And of course, we've been discussing this since the morning. But Vijay's floor test and all of the very dramatic developments happening during it, what would you like to say on that?
See, Vijay definitely needs a support squad to be there in governance, and that's where his partners come in. And by joining forces with small parties, like Congress is a small party in Tamil Nadu, Congress, VCK, and then the left parties. So the total number of supporters have come to around 119 or 120. So when you look at these numbers on paper, the math is simple. Vijay has just enough to win, and he is safe by a very small margin of only 1 or 2 seats. And this means every single person in that room matters to Vijay, and there is absolutely no room for error if the government wants to stay in power. And now you saw the AIDMK drama as well. So beyond the basic math, there is this big plot twist making this vote even more dramatic. When the split within the AIDMK, which has been the major opposition for these many years, is something you can see now. So we understand how much these politicians are hungry for power. So think of this, like a team that suddenly broke into 2 rival camps now. On one side, you have a group of rebels. I think it's more than 30 members who have decided to support Vijay. So their logic is simple. They want to, keep their old rivals, the DMK, out of power at any cost, is what they are saying. But we know what it really means. And the official side of the party, which is still led by the chief, EPS, it is strictly against this. So he has issued a formal order telling that every single member they must vote for Vijay's. They must vote against Vijay's government. So this creates a massive conflict. So if these rebels ignore the leader and vote for Vijay anyway, the official side will try to have them kicked out of the legal battle. From the assembly through a legal battle, I believe. So what we are seeing in Tamil Nadu, it's not just a voting game. It's a high stakes gamble where people are risking their entire political careers.
All right, I'd request my guests to stay on with me now. DMDK MLA Premlata Vijaykanth has launched a sharp attack on Chief Minister Vijay over the appointment of Ricky Radhan Pandit Vetrival as officer on special duty. She questioned the decision to assign a senior administrative role to him, saying the post was unnecessarily elevated. She added that the CM could have appointed him as a personal officer instead of giving him an OSD, which is on special duty position, raising concerns over the selection process. And with that development, I'd like to go across to Professor Giri. Professor Giri, what do you have to say on this?
As I said before, I reiterate that being an astrologer is not a disqualification. He might have other political skills we do not know, and the Chief Minister Vijay knows it. Making a political appointment. This is a prerogative of the leader, and a leader is allowed, I think, Chief Minister maybe 4 or 5 positions. I worked with the minister as a political appointee. The cabinet minister has 4 political posts in his personal staff, including OSD and additional private secretary 1 and 2, etc. So there is a convention. When people talk about things, they forget the past, forget the history, their own history, and that becomes difficult. So knowledge of history is important. And my fellow panelists are being slightly uncharitable, I think, with the politicians. And when there's a hung assembly, So all kinds of realignment takes place. Not only in India, I will tell you, I'm a student of international politics. In a country like Germany, when there is no clear majority, there have been more than one occasion. The majority, the two major parties have come in coalition. It is like BJP and Congress coming in coalition to run the government, and it has happened with conservatives and SDP. So it's not new to if you get a fractured mandate, you follow the constitutional procedure and get a majority and then run the government. You see, and that's what the voters want, that we work together. But here, I do not see any risk for Vijay. The numbers are stacked in his favor, and if DMK works out, and he has to have 88 members to prove the majority, and the AIDMK 30 members have, I think, pledged support to him, and they are more than 2/3. So there is no anti-defection law. So I do not think it is. We should simply dismiss it as opportunity. It does happen, and there is no ideological specificity between political parties. Communists are joining BJP, BJP is joining Congress, Congress is joining BJP. So this is happening. It is unfortunate, but let us recognize the reality and reconcile to it. What we need is governance. What we need is benefit to the people, justice, progress, livelihood security, national security. All these things matter. Political parties as an instrument of political change has become very fluid, and there is a lot of crisscrossing among political parties. So I won't be just take out Vijay's float test and make all kinds of ideological and moral aspersions on what is happening. I will dissuade to do that because we have seen across the world realignment taking place, and India it has been a passe really. How did BJP? BJP didn't have the majority. They had to go to Telugu Desam and in JDU, which is their ally, and in and out JDU, and they clubbed the majority. Without that, they would not have had the majority. So was it opportunity? No, it is realignment. Telugu Desam has been with Congress. Telugu Desam has now is with BJP. So let us not gloss over our history and just make idealistic statements. Really, I would refrain from doing that. But I see Vijay walking out of this float test comfortably and triumphantly.
All right. And yes, Mr. Giri, I completely agree with you. These are realignments, these are developments happening. But what's really important here, viewers, is what translates on the ground and how people on the ground, the middle class, the regular people are actually benefited by what happens in politics. But now the IUML leader, viewer Shah Jahan, said his party is extending support to the TVK to stop the BJP's tricks in Tamil Nadu, while praising Vijay's announcement to close over 700 liquor shops. He said he hoped the chief minister would make history. He urged the government to actively pursue and ensure secularism, while also requesting that ongoing welfare schemes continue. And Mr. Vijay Kumar, I'm coming to you with this because, Vijay has announced some really 3-4 of the really nice initiatives, I must say, when it comes to women's safety and when we're discussing these liquor shops and a lot of other things which are actually beneficial, which are actually pertinent. What would you like to say on what he came out with?
I'll come to that. It's a new policy culture that he is going to create. But I think my fellow panelist was taking a jab at me. I'm not sure. And I don't know if he heard me fully, because I was saying that, I absolutely have no problem in Vijay forming a government. But when you have, every element from here and there with different ideologies that are coming together only to keep the BJP away, which apparently has only one seat or so in Tamil Nadu, what exactly are you coming together for? And when you form a government in that manner, you will have to, listen to all your alliance partners. What is your core ideology in that case? And when you have been saying all this while that our fight is against dynasty, our fight is against all those who have ruled Tamil Nadu turn by turn, then finally you're okay with some people from that section coming together to support you. What exactly is your own ideology? So when you're saying so many, let's say for example, he's trying to bring in new businesses or maybe, get more investments in Tamil Nadu, it might be, a problem for the left parties that are supporting him. And if there is IUML in that equation, there may be certain things for which he has to. It's not a people's government. It's a government that has to, listen to every single person. And there is no policy that you can roll out without, without worrying about what your alliance partners are going to do. And coming to this, new culture policy, you see the, outcome today. It's not just about winning the math game. It's also about proving that this is just not a movie star government, and it knows, how to deliver things. So to show he means business, Vijay made a massive move right before the vote, I think. So he ordered the closure of 717 Tasmac liquor shops. That's a a clever strategy to win over the public and keep his alliance partners happy, especially like the IUML and all. But it was his way of saying, look, I can make tough decisions even if it hurts the state's wallet. But because this is politics mixed with a bit of cinema style, it has all been about being cinematic, and it's not a very serious policy rollout is what I think, because there are some unique moves that have everyone talking. For example, he appointed his personal astrologer as the officer on special duty. Now, people could say that, the officer on special duty might have, certain other qualifications which only Vijay knows. Why don't you make it public? Tell us, why are you appointing your astrologer as an officer on special duty? Because I think, when your majority is this thin, you need the stars to be aligned as your MLAs, as your supporting partners. And in a move that surely made every movie fan in the state cheer, I think he gave special permission for new films to have, 9 a.m. screenings, which might even benefit some of his friends in the industry. So it's a fascinating mix of, high stakes governance and fan service. So by balancing serious moves, it's like, you are bringing together all the elements like superstar touches, politics, and he's creating a unique identity. A unique identity of his own. It's a new policy culture that he's creating.
All right. I'll come back to my guest. Now, sole BJP MLA in Tamil Nadu Assembly, M. Bhojarajan, remained neutral on his party's stance during the trust vote for Chief Minister Vijay and his party. And Professor Giri, of course, interestingly, I did have Mr. Vijay Kumar with his opinion on this. What do you have to say on that?
BJP lone MLA remaining neutral is understandable, but lone MLAs have a lot of influence and they can have miracles. You remember Jharkhand, a lone independent MLA, because the other two parties did not agree, became the chief minister, Madhu Koda, I'm referring to. So there are all kinds of history or traditions in our country. So he became a lone independent MLA became the chief minister. So it counts, even a single member counts when there is a hung assembly and there is no majority. You see, Vijay has just taken over, and my fellow panelist Vijay Kumar was saying that the cinematic kind of approach in Tamil Nadu political culture has originated from film. It started with DK, then it became DMK, then it became Anna DMK, and DK there was a character called Anna. Anna is brother, Annadurai. And he started the DK movement. And Karunanidhi has been a film person. And MGR was also considered a god, by Tamil people. And hero worship also is a part of Tamil culture. So all that we cannot put at the door of Vijay alone. So he is a product of the circumstances, and he has inherited that circumstance, and he's carrying it forward. And as I was telling, I think yesterday in your channel, that the only thing he knew so far is his films. And through his films, what he did, he's trying to perhaps do it in real life. And we have to give him a few days. It is his first day in the assembly, or second day rather. And then let us see. His intentions are good. His heart is with the right place. That's what he was doing in the films. I've seen quite a few of his films. He was very choosy about which role he was playing. He was always on the right side, sometimes I think he has acted as chief minister also in some films. Anyway, so that is it. And my response to your particular question is that they are nothing new in Tamil Nadu, but certainly what is new is that it's a new kind of politics that has started. the Dravidian domination, the Dravidian party's domination is over, dynastic politics is over, and a fresh face has come to the political scene. So he will start, anything he does will be new, because he is new and his team is new. So, and taking support from other parties, as I said, made that point before, and AIDMK is most likely to split, and if he gets their support from outside, then he doesn't have to compromise or kowtow to the one or two MLAs from other parties. So that would be a big support for him, and a lot of things could change. In Tamil Nadu, is really in politics in a flux now, and people are veering towards Vijay, and even DMK might split. There are some rebels in DMK that are supporting Vijay. So there is hope, and I hope that he is, stands up to that hope.
Right. Now, it's interesting. We've spoken about this a lot. The DK slammed Vijay for appointing here. Professor Giri, does that not happen? There are politicians who have multiple cases against them. They come back, they're accepting bribes, and they get senior positions in government. So perhaps this is something to be thought about. But let me just go get this breaking input in that we're getting. Now, PMK has chosen to abstain from voting during the ongoing assembly proceedings. PMK MLA Soumya Anbumani confirmed the party's decision, stating that they will not participate in the voting process. And with this development, I want to, of course, go across to Mr. Vijay Kumar for his comments.
I didn't hear you. Can you just come again?
Mr. Kumar, we are of course talking about the latest development here. Now, we're just saying that, the PMK has chosen to abstain from voting during the ongoing assembly proceedings, and PMK MLA Soumya Anbumani has confirmed the party's decision, stating that they will not participate in the voting process.
See, by abstaining from voting, I think they are giving a, silent support to him. Or maybe the DMK wants to show that, they are still sticking to their earlier statement of, for 6 months we won't disturb Vijay. So I'm assuming that, it's the test of Vijay for a 6-month period which they have promised. And during this period, I don't think, they are actually supporting Vijay, but the whole idea is to ensure that his negatives or the, administrative failures actually brew up to a point where they can point it out after the 6-month honeymoon period and say that, look, this guy has failed. Now, coming back to the discussion on what we were having, see, just because, he is choosy about his films or he has played a chief minister role in movies, he's not, it doesn't mean that, he can lead 70 million people of Tamil Nadu. And let's be honest, governance is not like a 3-hour movie. In a film, the hero, solves a crisis in one scene because the writer wrote it in that way. In real life, the problems of Tamil Nadu, like the, debt, the water scarcity, unemployment, they don't have a, end button, or they don't have a script which is aligned to what Vijay wants to do. And playing a, CM in a film or, some,
Mr. Vijay Kumar, I have my colleague joining me, Belly Thomas. Belly, what more can you tell us? What are the latest developments?
நீதிமன்றத்தின் மூலமாக விவசாயியுடைய கோரிக்கையை நிறைவேற்றி தந்த அரசு அதிமுக அரசு டெல்டா மாவட்டம், அந்த டெல்டா மாவட்ட மக்கள் தங்களுடைய நிலம் பறிபோய்விடும் என்ற அச்சத்தில் இருந்த பொழுது அந்த விவசாய பேரவை மக்களுடைய கோரிக்கையை ஏற்று பாதுகாக்கப்பட்ட வேளாண் மண்டலம் என்ற அறிவிப்பை கொண்டு வந்ததும் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம். சட்ட ஒழுங்கு இந்தியாவிலே சிறப்பாக இருப்பதற்கு காரணமாக இருந்ததும் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம். அரசாங்கம் ஒன்றை நேரத்திலே தெரிவிக்க விரும்புகின்றேன். ஆகவே மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சருடைய கவனத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருகின்றேன். எங்களுடைய அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்திலே 47 சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர் இருக்கின்றோம். 47 சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களும் பொன்மனச்செம்மல் புரட்சித் தலைவர் அவருடைய ஆட்சி, அம்மாவுடைய ஆட்சி அந்த கனவை நிறைவேற்ற வேண்டும் என்ற அடிப்படையில் தான் மக்கள் வாக்களித்து தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை இந்த அவையிலே பதிவு செய்ய விரும்புகின்றேன். அப்படி ஒரு சிலர் இன்னைக்கு எனக்கு கிடைத்த தகவல் அது உண்மையா தவறா என்று எனக்கு தெரியாது, இருந்தாலும் பதிவு செய்ய வேண்டியது என்னுடைய கடமை. இன்றைக்கு ஒரு சிலருக்கு ஆசை வார்த்தைகளை வெளிப்படையாக தகவல் பரவி கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அந்த தகவல் பல பேருக்கு அமைச்சர் கொடுக்கின்றேன், பல பேருக்கு வாரி தலைவர் கொடுக்கின்றேன் என்றெல்லாம் ஆசை வார்த்தை ஆளுங்கட்சியில் இடம்பெற செய்வதாக பரவலான செய்தி. அதற்கு தாங்கள் இடமளிக்க வேண்டாம் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். நீங்கள் தூய்மையான ஆட்சி நடத்துவதாக நீங்கள் குறிப்பிட்டீர்கள், வெளிப்படையான ஆட்சி நடத்துவதாக குறிப்பிட்டீர்கள். அந்த எண்ணத்திலிருந்து பிறழாமல் நீங்கள் நடப்பீர்கள் என்று நாங்கள்
ADMK leaders, one of the legislator addressing the floor, saying that several schemes that have implemented in Tamil Nadu for the welfare of the people is from the AIADMK, and they are kind of responsible for the development of Tamil Nadu until now. And now the General Secretary of the AIADMK says that they have decided not to support the Tamil Vetri Kazhagam, and this is a party decision which has come out in unanimity of all the 47 legislators belonging to the AIDMK, is what he's saying on the floor. And he said that he has also gotten some rumors which he doesn't know whether to believe it or not, that some factions are kind of turning a rebel against the party, and they have decided to go with the supporting the Tamil Vetri Kazhagam. In case if that is the case, then we will know who those people are, even if they do confident votes, and strict legal action. A legislator has been telling on the floor. Back to you.
அந்த பிரச்சனையை தீர்க்கின்ற கட்சியாகத்தான் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் இருக்கும். எங்களுக்கு எதிரி கட்சி இல்ல, எதிர்கட்சி என்ற நிலைப்பாட்டில் தான் நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் இருப்போம். எங்களுடைய தலைவர்கள் அந்த பாதையைத்தான் எங்கள் வழிவகுத்து சென்று கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்தில் பதிவு வைத்து, மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் கொண்டு வந்த தீர்மானத்தை நாங்கள் எதிர்க்கின்றோம். அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழக உறுப்பினர்கள் அனைவரும் எதிர்த்துத்தான் வாக்களிப்பார்களா என்பதை தெரிவித்து அமர்கின்றேன்.
மாண்புமிகு உறுப்பினர் SP வேலுமணி அவர்கள்.
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே,
the ADM sure of kind of confirming their stance on the floor that they will not be lending their support to the Tamil Vetri Kazhagam. And also the Patali Makkal Katchi chief legislator also had confirmed to the assembly that they also are not going to participate in the votes, the floor voting, which would be supporting Vijay. Now, coming to the DMK has said that DMK's schemes that have kind of done well for the people of Tamil Nadu and its welfare have decided to not disturb the Vijay's government for 6 months' time, and they are kind of saying that they would want TVK to join the government, but their support also will be kind of restricted, meaning to say that some of the DMKs would may vote in favor of the Tamil Vetri Kazhagam, but many of them who choose not to do that wouldn't do. That's what is coming out at this point in time, but we don't know when the actual voting happens how many votes would Vijay manage to get to prove majority on the floor. So now each and every assembly legislators are kind of putting their point what Vijay's government needs to focus on. As of now, they are kind of impressed with the 4 days of governance what Vijay had made. There was mention of the TASMAC liquor retail shops that are like around 717 of them ordered to be removed from near the educational institutions, the places of worship, and also at bus stations. So this move has been seen as a very progressive move, which the other governments didn't do that, and now the order of removal within 2 weeks have caused a lot of uproar of appreciations among the women voters as such, and the women representatives who were saying that, along with these TASMAC liquor retail shops, there are other outlets also nearby. If one disappears, 4 of them reappears in any other nook and corners. So that needs to be taken care of. So all those things are being told on the floor, saying that Vijay's to start with, Vijay has done a very commendable job by also giving orders of a special task force for curbing the drug menace, and for a special team that have been constituted throughout the state for monitoring safety of women, and also the 200 units of electricity free for the families that use within 500 units of electricity in a month. So all these schemes have been lauded by several of the legislators who have been speaking on the assembly, and then they are also kind of putting a veil warning that Vijay shouldn't be kind of getting lost in filmy style of governance. The real reality is very complex. There are problems that needs to be addressed at the grassroots level, which all of them say that they would have their cooperation, but it's up to Vijay to prove that his TVK party that has won the single largest majority in Tamil Nadu would certainly want to actually prove that they are good at governing the state and take the state to much more greater heights. Back to you.
முதலமைச்சருக்கு வாக்களித்துள்ளார்கள். அதற்கு நாங்கள் ஆதரவளிக்கிறோம் அதிமுக சார்பாக. அதே போல நாங்கள் யாரும் பதவிக்கு ஆசைப்படுவர்கள் கிடையாது. பதவிக்காக ஆசைப்பட்டு கிடையாது. மக்கள் தீர்ப்பை மதித்து மக்கள் முதலமைச்சராக வர வேண்டும் என்று எனக்கு ஆதரவு. அதிமுக 31வது ஆளுங்கட்சியா இருந்திருக்கிறோம். திமுகவை எதிர்த்து தான் நாங்கள் அரசியல் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். அந்த அடிப்படையில் இன்னைக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா முதலமைச்சருக்கு இன்றைக்கு மக்கள் வாய்ப்பளித்திருக்காங்க, ஆதரவளித்திருக்காங்க. பெரும்பான்மையா ஆதரவளித்து நாங்கள் மதிப்பளித்து இன்னைக்கு அதிமுக அவர்கள் மாண்பு முதலமைச்சர் கொண்ட தீர்மானத்தை ஆதரவளித்து அமர்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Legislator says that it is just because of the people's mandate that we are all sitting here, and the vote share, especially he was talking about the vote share what the AIDMK got from the people. The people have not forgotten AIDMK as such. The people have also not forgotten DMK as such. Both of the parties together have got a good vote share, good mandate from the people, and that is the reason why they are sitting in this house. So nobody is looking for positions or to capture power or anything. All of us are here to do welfare for the people, is what the AIDMK legislator tells the floor. And he also goes on to say that there are several times AIDMK was the only party that took the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam head on, and it has been the Amma's Jayalalitha's aim that this party should keep coming to power in Tamil Nadu, so that the people get their welfare benefits without fail. Because
வாக்கு எண்ணிக்கை தொடங்கி கடந்த 10 நாட்களாக இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் இந்த ஆட்சியில் ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் என்னென்ன நடந்திருக்குங்கிறத எதிர்க்கட்சியாக சில விமர்சனங்களோடு இங்க வைக்க நான் விரும்புகிறேன். முதல்ல தமிழக வெற்றி கழகம் ஆட்சி அமைக்கணும்னு பெரும்பான்மையான மக்கள் உங்களுக்கு வாக்களிக்கவில்லை. நடந்து முடிந்த சட்டமன்றம்
come to the power just because the people have voted for this 108 MLAs and made them win. The actual vote share that contributed is what Udayanidhi Stalin is talking about, and he says that with just that mandate, or with just having that 108 MLAs winning among the total 234 seats, that doesn't make Vijay's party something which is like extraordinary or come to power. So the mandate of the people is still to an extent with the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, and now the party has decided that we will sit in the opposition and kind of criticize serious lapses on the part of the government, if any. So he is trying to mention, or he's trying to kind of point out certain things that he would he would make it come to the notice of the Chief Minister Joseph Vijay, that in certain decisions that he had carried out over the past 4 days, what all suggestions that the leader of opposition or from the opposition side, from the DMK, could be given. Back to you.
இப்ப நம்பிக்கை கோருகின்ற இந்த கட்சிக்கு, உங்க கட்சிக்கு அந்த நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கான்னு கேட்டா இல்ல. 108 இடங்கள் தான் இருக்கு. அதுவும் அந்த கட்சியினுடைய தலைவர் மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் தன்னுடைய வெற்றி குறித்த நம்பிக்கை இல்லாத காரணத்தினால 2 இடங்கள்ல போட்டி போட்டு அதுல ஒரு இடத்த இன்னைக்கு ராஜினாமாவும் செஞ்சிருக்கிறார். இன்னும் அந்த தொகுதி மக்களை சந்திச்சு, நேரில் சந்திச்சோ இல்ல ஒரு அறிக்கை மூலமாகவோ ஒரு நன்றியை கூட இன்னும் தெரிவிக்கல.
The leader of the opposition says is that now it is not the people's mandate again. Vijay's party, TVK party, had gotten only 108 votes among the 234, and he had also contested from 2 seats, Trichy East and the Perambur, and the 1 seat, Trichy East, that he had resigned. He had still not bothered to thank those people or sent a circular thanking them that to actually express gratitude that they cast their votes and made them win, and such a thing had not happened until now. So Udayanidhi Stalin is kind of pointing out that flaw the Chief Minister Joseph Vijay had failed to do.
இந்திய யூனியன் முஸ்லீம் லீக், விடுதலை சிறுத்தைகள் கட்சிகளைச் சேர்ந்த மதிப்பிற்குரிய தலைவர்கள் எல்லாம் சொன்ன காரணம், இந்த ஆட்சியை நாங்க சப்போர்ட் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னு அவங்க சொன்ன காரணம், குடியரசுத் தலைவர் ஆட்சி அமைஞ்சிடக்கூடாது என்ற எண்ணத்துல உங்களுக்கு வெளியிலிருந்து ஆதரவு தரோம் அப்படின்னு தெளிவா. இப்பவும் அவங்க எங்க தலைவர் தலைமையிலான திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழக கூட்டணியில தான் தொடருவோம்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. உங்களுக்கு ஆதரவு கொடுக்கும் போது அவங்க சொன்ன இன்னொரு காரணமும் இருக்கு.
That the TVK's party, since it had gotten 108 seats and couldn't show the simple majority, the smaller parties like IUML, the CPI, Marxist, the Communist Party of India, the Communist Marxist Party, and the Vidudalai Chirattai Katchi, the four smaller parties had lent their support just because of the reason that the governor's rule should not come into place. So this is the reason why these four smaller parties had aligned or decided to support the Tamil Vetri Kazhagam party. And even now, the IUML says that they are still pledging their allegiance to their DMK.
All right, viewers, so there are more developments coming in that we're apprising you constantly of on Newsx. Now, MJK has voted against Chief Minister Vijay's government. Party MLA Thamimun Ansari registered his vote against the Chief Minister, marking a setback for the ruling side as the floor test continues. Belly Thomas is joining me with more details. Belly, of course, has been tracking this very closely since the beginning. Now, Belly, what can you tell us about this development?
Now, Vaishali, it's again too early. Vijay is crossing his fingers. Now he would garner some support from the AIDMK camp, but to reach that majority, and there will be a number that would be decided if a lot of them choose not to take part in the voting on the floor today. So. Now that the Aparna Yadav has not decided to take part in the voting, and now another small regional party has also decided not to take part in the voting. So it is the 107 seats that the TVK has, plus they have to show the numbers on the floor that it should cross around 118, and only then the Vijay's government still can hold on to power and continue its governance. Vaishali.
All right, Belly, stay on. Now, PMK MLA Soumya Ambumani objected to what she called repeated criticism of the BJP inside the House. She said the discussion on the confidence motion moved by the TVK government was drifting away from governance issues and turning into a political attack platform towards the BJP. As part of the NDA, she urged the House to stay focused on public concerns rather than party targeting. She also flagged concerns over liquor regulation in the state, alleging that shutting one official shop often leads to the rise of multiple illegal outlets nearby. What do you have to tell us on this, Belly?
Vaishali, the Patali Makal Katchi's chief, Ms. Ambumani, has kind of brought out the initial days of Vijay's governance, which is more or less shifting towards attacking politically. Or there is no that when we see the developments inside the House, this is what is being observed, is what she categorically points out. She's kind of saying that Vijay's decisions is making the House kind of vulnerable for making more attacks on BJP as a party, and there is a lot of blame throwing going around on the BJP is trying to divide and rule and go on and forth, like the recent comments by the leader of opposition, Udayanidhi Stalin, who had commented on Sanatan. Sanatan should be eradicated, is what he had said while he was ending his speech. And so these kind of things are the ones that are carrying weightage in Vijay's initial days, is what she is trying to point out. And soon after that, she also went on to point out lapses in the part of this closing down of these TASMAC liquor retail shops, where she says that they have prior experience on this, and this is what would happen if one shop closes down. There would be multiple shops, 3 or 4 would mushroom or emerge little away or little closer to that, is what So it needs to be taken care that such things shouldn't happen, because they are kind of these people who are running. It is still the government-run TASMAC shops, but certainly the department or the ministry who's running it will have grassroots on the local culture as well. So they will want a TASMAC in the vicinity, and they would do whatever it takes to make another shop closer by or next to it. So that is the kind of challenges that Anbumani is pointing out. Implement such policy decisions, and he's also asking us to keep a close watch, hawk's eye on such decisions if the government is going to make, and because it is going to make a big difference to the entire women folk in the state. Vaishal.
Melissa, now tensions escalated during the trust vote proceedings as internal AIDMK divisions came into open display. The rebel AIDMK faction led by SP Velumani, which is extending support to the TVK government, attempted to speak in the House. However, the APS-led AIDMK faction strongly objected and interrupted the proceedings. Members raised slogans inside the assembly demanding that Speaker JCD Prabhakar should not allow the rebel group to be heard, further intensifying chaos during the crucial floor test. Belly, tell us about this development, but I also want you to give our viewers who are just joining us, for their benefit, an overview of how this even began and all of the developments that have happened since morning.
Vaishali, so today it's the floor test that Vijay has to prove his majority on the floor so that he can continue his governance heading the state as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And now the floor test, in the sense, began with all the smaller parties that had already alleged that had already pledged their support officially through their letter of support from the VCK, the Vidudalai Siruthai Katchi, the Communist Party of India, the Communist Marxist Party, and the IUML. So all of them had given their support. So two seats, the two votes from each of these four would make the TV case total number come up to 107 plus 5 from Congress, that would say Congress, that would make it 112, and from the 112, each of these two votes, that would make it 120. So these votes, along with the other, now we're talking about the AIDMK camp, what had happened. So there are two factions that are kind of trying to split from the AIDMK and wants to support the Tamiliga Vetri Kalagam. So what has happened is, yesterday a faction of MLAs headed by C.V. Shanmugam, the senior